There you go. Gotta turn
Hard,
it
hard,
Right
last time.
It says the Town of Pembroke Park Charter Review Committee meeting on April 24th, 2023, 6:02. And we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will take roll call.
Lucy Weber,
Here.
Paulette Walker, absent. Evelyn Cunningham,
Here.
Vice Chair Gary Schrader,
Here.
Chair Bianca Buchanan.
Here.
We have quorum.
Any additions or subtractions?
Additions, deletions, or withdrawals to the agenda.
None.
Approval of the meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the March meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Vice Chair Gary Schrader, seconded by Lucy Weber. Lucy?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Vice Chair Gary Schrader?
Yes.
Chair Bianca Buchanan.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Old business. Discussion, review of revisions regarding the board's recommendations.
Madam Chair, board members, whoa. Okay, so as you may recall, at our last meeting a month ago, we finished going through the charter. I think we really went through it in its entirety, covered all the operative articles. I believe as we walked out of the last meeting, the draft that was in front of you reflected all of the changes that you had looked at. I don't recall any changes being directed at the last meeting. I know that you had decided you wanted one more month to kind of go through the document and think it through one last time, digest it, and see if there was any other additions, revisions, deletions, or things you wanted to recommend. I have nothing to add this evening, having gone through the charter at the last meeting. You all had, like I said, had wanted one more meeting to discuss it one final time. I'm here to answer any questions.
Well, I think there was one particular committee person who wanted more time, and she's not here.
You might be still studying.
So she's not here to ask what, because I mean, a lot of us were ready to send this to the commission last month.
That's right.
I mean, at this point, we've done what they can do, and now we've done what we can do, and now they have to decide what they're going to decide about it.
I actually think she's here.
Ah, excellent,
Okay.
excellent.
So what happens after?
So just a matter of procedure. If tonight you all by motion were to approve a document to recommend to the commission, at some future moment, and I can't speak for the timing, I don't get to set the timing, but I would think that at some future meeting, I'd be surprised if it was in May, but maybe in June or July, the proposed recommended charter of this board will be presented to the commission. I would imagine, and again, I'm just speculating, but I would imagine that the commission will be advised that you all have completed your work, that you have a recommendation to make. My recommendation would be to set a commission workshop, a standalone meeting with the new commission. I just think that this is too much information to process during the course of an evening commission meeting. I think that this should be a standalone meeting for the commission to hear your recommendation. If that were to occur, I would encourage each of you to attend that meeting and, just be prepared to offer your thoughts with regards to any of the items that you recommended, should the commission have any questions or comments. Once that were to occur, and again, presumably it would take one workshop meeting, maybe two, the commission would ultimately have to decide what, if anything, it wanted to move forward. Good evening, Ms. Walker. So again, from a timing perspective, I would defer to the manager, to the mayor, to the commission. I can't speak to when that presentation might occur, but if the board was to complete its work this evening, that there'd be no further action required of the five of you, and we would just ask the clerk's office to keep you apprised if and when that joint meeting or meeting were to occur, when the commission would be given an opportunity to really consider your recommendation.
And then what does the commission do? Vote
So,
on
so
it?
the commission, the commission has some options. In order to amend the charter, it requires a referendum item to be placed on a future ballot. Now, that can be done piecemeal. I mean, we have a charter. It's approved by the legislature. It's been amended, 4 or 5 times since the late 50s.
This charter.
Not your charter, the current town charter.
Oh, okay.
The current town charter. What you all are recommending essentially is a repeal and readoption of a new charter, completely new charter for the town. There are some things that are included from the old charter that have carried over into your recommendations. But again, a lot of the antiquated language has been taken out. The form of government has been changed. There's been some additional details expanded upon with regards to the manager position. There are some things that have been taken from the code that have been incorporated into the charter. So there's some housekeeping issues that you all have recommended. The commission could do really one of 3 things. They could put the entire charter on the ballot and let the voters of Pembroke Park consider if they wanted to repeal its current charter and adopt a new charter and a new form of government in its entirety. If that were to occur, then all of the recommendations you would have made would essentially be implemented over time, because you may recall there's a transition period for some of these things, particularly with regards to the elections and staggered terms, to get everybody on a staggered cycle over the course of the next 5 or 7 years. But I think you're planning for the long-term future of Pembroke Park. I mean, this is a long-term process that will take a number of election cycles to really get up into place. The commission could decide that it doesn't want to reconsider its entire charter, but wants to take certain piecemeal items that you've recommended. That would be an option. I mean, for instance, you all have recommended the position of commission auditor. That doesn't currently exist in Pembroke Park. The commission could say, well, we don't necessarily agree with a commission manager form of government, and we don't necessarily agree with staggered terms, but we like the idea of having a commission auditor that's a charter officer, in which case the commission could adopt an ordinance certain provisions that you've recommended and put a number of ballot questions on the item. If it was a repeal and readopt, it would really be one ballot question. It's one comprehensive ballot question. If it was a piecemeal approach where maybe the commission wanted to look at the form of government, and maybe the commission wanted to look at the election cycles, or maybe the commission wanted to look at an auditor position, or the financial procedures, the commission could take various issues, various components of your recommendations, and convert it, rather than one umbrella item, there could be 7 or 8 or 10 questions on a future ballot, and take each item piecemeal. And the voters of Pembroke Park will have the opportunity to decide item by item on what the commission put on a ballot. The third option, I wouldn't recommend it, but the third option the commission could do is take your work product, consider all of your input and effort over the past 2 years, and say thank you very much, and do nothing. In which case, the current charter will remain in place in full force and effect. This document that you will have prepared will be part of the town's public record, but it's the commission that would move the item to the next step. That would be done by ordinance. It would require the adoption of an ordinance to get something on the ballot. That takes 2 readings, along with one of those readings being a public hearing, so the public will have a right to come in and participate and offer their 2 cents in the process. Assuming that the commission puts something on the ballot at some future moment, that'll occur, I guess, one of 3 times, depending on timing. It could occur in March of 2024. We have the presidential preference primary, which will include an election in Pembroke Park. In August of 24, we have the primary election in Broward County. And then in November of 24, we have the presidential election. Those are all general municipal elections in Pembroke Park, meaning that the voters of Pembroke Park will be invited to cast ballots at those elections. So there would be limited cost to the town. I mean, there may be some cost, but it would be limited. It wouldn't be like the town having a standalone election that we would have to fully fund in order to consider these items. We would have the opportunity to glom on or hop on to any one of those 3 elections in 2024. And the commission would ultimately control the timing on when an item was placed on the ballot.
I was gonna ask you about that. So, let me think of how I wanna say this. Okay. If they don't approve what we've done here, this goes till what? When they're out of seat and someone brings it back up again to
Well,
how?
yeah.
Because
So the answer is it depends.
I thought about that.
And the commission really controls the destination here.
Because I'm not even seeing this being approved.
Well,
I hate to
let's
say it, but
say the commission says, after hearing all of your comment and input and considering the document in its entirety, that they don't want to do anything. That would be the end of the discussion until the commission decided at some future moment to restart the conversation. Now, that could occur by, you coming to a commission meeting 2 years from now, or 3 years or 4 years from now. We could have a new elected body in 4 years.
I was going to say, somebody else runs for
At
office.
some future moment, any one of you could come to the commission in 4 or 5 years when you've got 4 or 5 new people up on the dais and remind them of your work that you've gone through the past 2 years. This document itself doesn't go anywhere. It's still a public record, still retained by the clerk's office. All of your effort, all of the minutes and agendas of your meetings are still part of the town records. So at some future moment, if any one of you or if a member of the commission wanted to revisit your work product, that's always an opportunity. But again, it takes a majority of the commission to really move the ball forward.
and what are we, 5?
5 commission members? Yes, 5. So it takes 3. That's
Okay.
right.
This would be part of a public record?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Every step of the way. Absolutely. And again, I know I've only been with you all since August or September of last year. I mean, you started this process a year before that, plus. So you all have been at this a lot longer than I've been at this with you. But every step of the way, all those agendas and minutes and all that input is all public record.
And now the politics starts.
Well, and Ms. Weber, not to get into the political side of the discussion, but you all under the Sunshine Law, we know, are constrained from talking to each other, right? So you can't have conversations about the Charter Review Board outside of this meeting, but that doesn't mean that you can't talk to your elected officials. So there's nothing under Florida law that would stop you at any moment from reaching out to the mayor, to the vice mayor, to the clerk commissioner, to other commissioners, and explaining to them what you've done and the time and effort you've put in. That could occur
At a commission meeting.
It could occur at a commission meeting. It could also occur before a commission meeting, or can occur after a commission meeting. I mean, look, I envision, as I said, it will take at least 1, if not 2 workshops to get through the entire charter with the commission. I mean, it took us almost 4, hour-and-a-half meetings. So I envision it taking probably 2 workshops to get through the whole charter, unless they wanted to commit a longer period of time, which would be fine. But aside from being present at those meetings, which are public meetings, you all can, pick up the phone, reach out, have conversations. I mean, these are the people that represent you, and you all have, committed the past 18 months of your life once a month to come and, put forth this effort to be here and to weigh in on this process. So I would encourage all of you to, take advantage of that opportunity and, reach out and speak to, the people who represent the town and, kind of make sure that they appreciate the effort and time you put in.
So how would we know when this is approved or denied?
Well, that
Checking or?
well, and that's something I would really defer to the clerk on. Again, I don't get to control the timing. I would suggest that depending on what happens tonight, there's a commission workshop on Wednesday, right? The commission meets in its regular meeting in the second Wednesday of May. At one of those meetings, I will likely advise the commission that you all have completed your work and that you have a document to recommend, and ask the clerk's office to coordinate the timing, the when, for that conversation. Again, if the commission decides that they want to hear from you at a regular commission meeting, that's their prerogative. If they decide that they want to set a dedicated special meeting or workshop, that's also their prerogative. I don't get to control that part of the process. But I would think, just practically speaking, it's something that should occur at a dedicated meeting rather than, in the middle of a, prolonged, regular commission meeting late on a Wednesday night. But that's outside of my scope.
And the clerk would let us know when that meeting.
And I would assume that the clerk's office would let you all know when that would occur.
So I'll just say something. First of all, it's really been a pleasure to work with all of you. I know you've given it your all. I know that every one of you has been, has taken the time to read this charter and to bring the best step forward. I know that the charter that was drafted by our attorney is excellent, to say the least, and that if they take everything in its entirety, that would be fantastic. Sometimes just a few things may be removed or changed around, so on and so forth. But the bottom line is that the commission has asked for this. Your input is very important. You have now 5 commissioners. You have a different mayor. You have a different vice mayor. And, they are the conduits to the residents. And like the attorney said, reach out to them. Let them know your hard work, because we've seen it here, through all this time. And I don't think it's going to just fall on deaf ears. This is something that not only have you been asked to do it by the commission, but our staff also needs these changes. So this isn't just, it's not, it isn't one-sided. There's multiple people that really would benefit
And they
from these
probably-
changes that you brought first.
Too, for this.
Yes, they did. They are the ones that originally put together all of you up here. You were all asked by a particular commissioner to be on this board.
Right.
And they're gone.
It's okay. It's okay. Such is life. Nothing stays the same. But like I said, I'm very proud of the product you guys are responsible for, and I think the commission will value it and will bring forth the changes you've brought. So thank you.
We'll see.
And yes, I will be informing all of you. We'll send an email when I send the email about when the workshop takes place. I'll send the email. I'll include all of you so you can keep up with what's moving forward.
Okay.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
No, I think they will take some of the recommendations, to be honest. I think they
Begin
will.
to the mic.
I think they will take some of the recommendations because they're really good. I mean, and I hope so.
Are you guys gonna make a motion?
I make a motion that we send the document as it is to the commission as our recommendation for a new charter.
I second. Discussion? Oh, no, you're supposed to say.
So any discussion?
Nope.
Roll call.
Okay, motion made by Lucy Weber, seconded by Gary Schrader. Paulette Walker,
Yes.
Evelyn Cunningham,
Yes.
Vice Chair Gary Schrader,
Yes,
Chair Bianca Buchanan,
Yes.
Lucy Weber.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations, all of you.
Yeah, and I know I haven't been with you all the whole time, but I just want to really commend you. I mean, this is a long, difficult process. I know it's a time commitment. It takes a lot of effort and energy to sit through these meetings over the course of 2 years and listen to, lawyers talk about very dry topics from time to time. I just give you a lot of credit. I mean, I know it's not easy. I think, particularly in a town like Pembroke Park, who hasn't had this process, occur in 60 years. It was long overdue, and again, I don't live in the town, but I do, represent the town and care a great deal about it, and want to say thank you. So, thank you for your effort.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one more thing to ask of you. I sent you an email.
Yes.
God, I've never seen anybody.
Did you get an answer?
No, I got no answers. I'm taking it a little personal. Okay?
It's a tough one.
just-
It's a really tough one.
Okay, so planning and zoning needs 3. And planning and zoning does not meet every month either.
When do they meet?
It is
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
It is a board that meets specifically when there are developments or there's changes to the zoning ordinance, or something related to zoning or related to property or things like that. I really would appreciate if you guys would consider the board. You don't have to tell me now, Evelyn. I know you're gonna run, but I'm telling you, the only way to make a difference is to get involved.
But
I swear to you.
But if this is any consolation, they've only met once this year.
This year, but the year just started. We just
We're in April.
We're in April.
We're a third of the way through the year already.
Yeah.
They usually meet maybe 3 times a year.
If that.
Yeah.
Was this in process already?
The planning and zoning board?
Yeah, do they
yes.
have a committee like us?
Yes.
Yeah.
But one person became a commissioner. Another person left at the very beginning.
They moved out.
Yeah, they moved out. And then the third person, which is the chair, has not been attending the meetings. So I need to get at least 3 people in that.
And
come
when
back.
are these meetings held?
She said,
When are they held?
They're at 6:00, and they're held on Thursdays.
oh boy, that's a tough one.
But not every Thursday.
No,
every
no,
month. Not.
No. Like I said, they are not held, monthly. And again, I would just appreciate if you guys would want to volunteer. I think you enjoyed being part of the government process, or maybe not, Evelyn. But do you guys realize how much input you've had, and how your communication and how your understanding of government has really helped from attending these meetings? I really do think you've done a really great job.
Learn a lot.
No, we learn a lot.
Honestly.
We learn a lot, to be
Planning
honest.
and zoning is very interesting, and the reason is because it also brings forth new development. So for example, the Wawa that's coming up with the hospital and all that area, that was the
What
planning and
hospital?
zoning board. It's a urgent care hospital.
Oh, okay.
So the planning and zoning board is the first one to make recommendations to the commissioners. And then that goes over to the commissioners.
And then the car wash.
Everything, whatever's new,
Yeah.
whatever is, especially anything.
What's going on down by the dollar store? See, that's all wrapped up. I don't know.
I think that's an O'Reilly's, I think.
Oh.
Auto parts.
O'Reilly.
You know what we need? We need a grocery store on
That
this
would
end
be
of town.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Grocery
do.
store?
I mean, try going to that Winn-Dixie that way. It sucks. You know?
But there's that when there's Publix up the top there.
Where?
Bianca's
Publix in Miramar Parkway.
Oh,
Oh, that's too far.
And 60, no, that's not far.
That's
where if he's close to 95.
And then the Publix in Hollywood. I don't think we need. I don't know. I don't. Think we need
I would
things.
think I'd like to see a store.
Well, if you guys come to planning and zoning, we could talk about it.
okay,
Yes, we can.
You can count me
I'll
in.
do it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it too.
Oh my God. Lucy?
I don't
Lucy,
know.
come on.
No.
Come on, Lucy. We want the whole
You
crowd.
want all of us?
I'm.
Because you said 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the plan and zoning for.
We
I
are
know
a
you are.
I
bond.
think I don't know if I was a fill-in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. If you two want me
hope I
to
don't
keep you
regret
guys,
this.
just
Back up.
Back up.
I might know somebody though.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, because I'd like to at least be able to try to get some, make sure that if somebody else falls off, at least I have somebody.
Me? I am like underwater now with a lot of stuff. I'm on the executive board for my union. We're having an election right now.
A
We're
Thursday night,
we're
I'm
about
gonna-
to write our
So
Constitution.
that we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Smells a lot like
All in favor?
this.
Aye.
Aye.
Hey. At 6:26.
Do you want this book back? Cause you can have it.
That is yours. You can leave it with me if you want. You could leave it.
Oh, okay.
She wants to take it with her.
Well, we might
I'm taking. It's a souvenir. I'm taking it with me.
Souvenir. I don't want
we might need it for workshop.